Hello everyone, Chrisa is here, and today I have the video of the live practice that we did on Wednesday. I worked on it a little bit with my high-tech skills. So just to give you a few extra information and details that I wasn't able to share during the practice itself. The theme for it was grounding. I thought it was a good theme. Oh my god, a good theme to get started with, especially in this crazy situation. Something to help us understand how we manage the weight, how we achieve balance, and we got to talk a little bit about a lot of stuff. So, as we're going to go on with these practices, we're going to be building on the different items that we touched upon today. One of them was how we yield, what balance actually means, and how it is different from being stable or achieve being static. How we need to look for a balance through movement. How we should be looking for strategic alignments. What else? How we manage the transfers from one foot to the other, how we don't want to spend too much time in that in-between space. And basically, we went from a 4-point balance, which was on the floor with on the tabletop, in a tabletop position, to a 1-foot balance. So I invite you to go through these different stages at your own time, and to explore that progression from 4 points of contact to 3 points of contact to 2 points of contact to a 2-foot balance to 1-foot balance, and then move on from there. Adding your steps and your walks and your pivots and ochos. So, if you didn't catch all that, you didn't catch our live practice, here's the video. Here we go. So, I know that a lot of people have been going live, doing all different kinds of movement stuff. So, in Tango and yoga. Different movement disciplines, and that is just fantastic. I think it's an amazing idea. I did one myself, took a class from Frey Faust this afternoon, and it completely made my day. So I am thinking, very positively about this. So I hope you will enjoy it. And I thought that I am still new with this environment, so I hope that I will be able to retrieve this video and send it off to you afterwards. So you would have to get it, you would have to subscribe to Bautanz.com, and I'll have extra notes because this is going to be really like inviting you in my home and doing my tango practice with me. So afterwards, it will be a little bit more, more informative and more detailed. So I thought the theme for today could be grounding. I think we all need a little bit, probably all need a little bit of that. So we're going to start from the floor and we're going to make our way up to standing with very simple exercises to help us understand of how to manage the weight and how to feel that we're better aligned, better balanced, without constantly trying to establish and hold
Trying that balance. So we're just going to be trying to understand how the axis works, how the balance works as we move. So If you're ready, hopefully you are. This is kind of strange because I don't see anybody other than myself. So hopefully you are ready and you're following along with me. I will be adjusting the screen, so there's going to be a little bit of movement, hopefully not too much. You're going to need just a mat or a towel, something to be able to comfortably lie down on your floor, and you do not need a lot of space or a partner. So if you are ready, ooh, yay, I got my first note. Hey, hooray, hello. And if you are ready and I'm ready, let's get started. Adjust your feet any way you like. Maybe it's like this, maybe cross-legged, maybe out in front. It doesn't matter at the moment. You decide whichever way you like to be seated. And just adjust your way to feel comfortable. Maybe you'll need to go from side to side or front and back. Just feel comfortable over your hips. And the idea is to be able to relax the legs, completely relax them. So if you are sitting like this, your feet will flare out. Same here. Here it's going to be flared out a little bit. So not too proper. Here again, don't press. So any way you like, just find a moment. You can close your eyes if you like. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths here, just relaxing. And even maybe one pose is not good enough, you can change to another one. Try to deepen your breath. Try to take your attention to spots that are holding on tension. Check with your breath every now and then. Try to see if there is any inhibition. And feel that you are not relaxing. Don't let go, but you're yielding towards the floor. So everything, we're being very present, very aware of our surroundings. So if you're ready, find this position and start rubbing off the legs a little bit, waking up, even the feet. We'll wash our hands afterwards, don't worry. So rubbing. Give it a little bit of a shake. So this is actually a very interesting process because you get to wake up the nerves a little bit. Say, hey, here we are. We're getting started. And you're getting responses back into the brain saying, no, something is happening. So a little bit of an actual warm-up. So not for a particular type of exercise or movement. Okay. So just a bit to get settled, move things around. And when you're ready, we're going to come up to one side and then slowly make our way to an all fours or tabletop position. And we'll start from here. As opposed to tango, here we have 4 points of contact, so 4, not 2, like we're usually up on our feet. We're going to make our way there. So start from all 4 points of contact. Your hands are not flat. There's going to be a little bit of room. And start adjusting the weight a little bit forward and a little bit back. So just rocking forward and back, understanding how this changes your support, how this changes your hands, how this changes your frame. You're probably tensing up here to hold on. Yeah? Okay. So moving forward and back. And then finding a place where all points have some weight. And then we're going to be moving to the right and to the left. Almost like a dog. Like, almost. They do it better. So one side and the other side. One side and the other side. Notice how this changes your weight distribution. Try to find ways to release tension from the frame. And again, like before, like when we were sitting, don't release down. Instead, stay awake and yield towards the floor. So reach for that connection, but don't collapse. No collapsing, but reaching for that connection. Okay, so let's do a little bit more of this. A little bit more. So the floor is our friend. Good. So when you're ready, swing the hips over to the left. And see if you can release the right leg. And then relax the frame. So now we have 3 points of contact. And see if you can go up to 2 points of contact. And then release. And come back to 4. So we have 4 points of contact. We're going to go down to 3, and then we're going to go down to 2, and then slowly make our way up. So here we go. Swing over. Come up to 3 points. When you're ready, come up to 2 points. And then release. Let's do this a couple of times. Here we go. Three points. And then 2 points. And then release. Three points. And then 2 points of balance. And then release. So speed this up a little bit. See if you can make it like a walk. Like this. Right? So almost like walking, if we could walk. But we're not going to walk. So here we go.
So we want to set the pace here. We want to understand how the body works in crisscross, how the movement, it is connected between the upper and the lower body, and most importantly, to understand that we are 3D objects created by multiple curves, and there is no way, if you take a look at the human skeleton, that these curves operate in really square, straight lines. So we want to set the tone here and try to find multi-axial, actually triaxial movements. Even here, as you sit back, try to feel 3 axes in your joints.
All right. Roll your way up. Come up to 4 points. Let me turn this way so you can see. Tuck your toes. Push your way over. Flare the knees open. And you find yourself in this position. And slowly make your way up. So maybe we're going up one side and the other. Maybe you're going straight up. Totally up to you. Let's put this idea, oops, that's a little bit too much. Let's put this idea into standing, and we're going to do the same thing. So here we go. Oh, can you see me? Yeah, you can see it. Awesome. So we're going to start from 2 points of contact, and we're going to go over to 1. So let's see. Usually what happens is that we move this way in tango. But for now, I want you to just swing the hips over and swing and over. Over to one side and over to the other. I'm just going to move a little bit closer to you so you can see. So instead of going square, we're going to do what we did on the floor. So swing, swing. Like this. So here we go. Swing, swing. So we have this movement side to side, and we also have a little bit of a lift. And the shoulders drop a little bit. And I'm also turning a little bit. So 2 points, 1 point, and hold. And swing. If you notice that you're tensing up, take a moment, relax, maybe swing off, maybe even step off a little bit, then you start again. You don't want to be squeezing in here. So shift over, find this weird triangulated position, and hold. Relax the leg, relax the hip, and swing. And pause, and change. So find this position. Everything is loose. You're relaxed. And hold and change. Release the leg. The hip joint is relaxed. The psoas are relaxed, and go. Swatch toes. So we're gonna do it a couple more times. I want you to just take a moment. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. We keep doing the same exercise though. Zoom into the feet. So avoid this. I know in many other practices, parallel feet are, they ask you for parallel feet. I want you to allow them to flare out a little bit. When that happens, the knees align in this way. And then as we transfer over to this side, then this is a more biomechanically safe alignment for your knee. We're gonna need this when we step forward into our walks. So maybe you're gonna flare out more or less than me. That is depending on your hips. So watch out for this. And then as we move up a little bit, here we go. So as we move up, this is how you check. If you're here and let's see, there. This is a very quad driven action compared to this. So loosen up the psoas and let them take you into this action. Instead of this. So less of the front and more of the hip. And I promise I'll be wearing brighter clothes next time, because this is not really working all that well, is it? So, okay, here we go. A little bit more. Be mindful of your feet and knee alignment, and try to get rid of the quad work and more of the hip. So more like this. Find your balance. Swing. Change. And switch over. Relax the leg. If the leg is relaxed, you're doing good. Swing. Good. Switch over. Swing. Good. Switch over. Oh, there we go. So see the difference? This posture compared to this? More engaged forward, more relaxed, more grounded. So avoid this. Not lifting off the floor, but reaching to the floor. Good, and release. Whew, okay, shake it off a little bit. Shake, 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 shake. Alrighty. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so you can see my hips. There we go. Fantastic. So let's just do this before we start walking. From here, just standing, find your flexion. Notice the difference. This compared to this. And see how my hands are automatically like, oh, because it's my attempt to reach forward. So when something reaches back, the other something reaches forward, yeah? So try to find it here a little bit. Find it in the hips. And connect that all the way down with your knees flaring out. And we walk back to align with your feet. Okay. Hoping that you're ready. I'm going to take a couple steps back. We're going to swing a couple times and then step forward. Here we go. Oh, let's go this way. There. Step. You'll probably see more of my feet than anything else, but that's good. Okay. Let's fix this. There we go. Alrighty. So, a few more forward steps. Establish this kind of flexion compared to this, or compared to this. If you're doing it properly, your foot should also be making noise. Yeah. Okay. Let me turn this way so you can see me a little bit from this side. Let's see what the body is doing. A few more forward. Here we go. Hoping you're still with me. I'm gonna take a quick moment. You guys keep on going. So I want you to do a couple more reps. We're gonna do a couple more reps of walking forward with this swing. But I want you to feel that you are not pulling away from the floor. Instead of reach down, yield towards the floor. Feel that that floor is your partner. And then allow for the body to move. So your balance is not going to be static, because I can be static. Hey, Ottawa. So I can be static but still be off balance, such as this. Right? So avoid feeling getting stuck in places like that. And then the last thing is try to feel that you're spending more time on 1 foot compared to 2 feet. So don't be stuck here. So too much time between 2 feet compared to 1 foot. Not hopping, but committing to that step. So commit. Okay, let's go. Add some back steps too. Oh. Or maybe you have more space than me. So go ahead. More forward, more back. Don't need to keep account. Watch out for the knees. See how it flares out? You can even test it as you're passing through the middle.
One thing to notice here is that my leg is not swinging on a straight line, as you can see. It almost follows like a gentle C shape. And you can see that same C shape in the swing of my arms. And you can also see it in the how my around my ribs, how my ribs are framing that movement. So in Access Syllabus International Forums, which you've heard me talk about a lot, we call this osculation. So it is a geometrical term, and it is a hug between a line and a circle. Try to see if you can find this osculation in your movement.
So I'm going to take a quick moment here. Look at this. So instead of getting stuck here, commit to that back step. Oops. Don't fall like me. All right, ready? Commit to that back step. Let that free leg take you back. Oh, one more. One more. No good. All right. Quick break. If you have been moving around, you're probably feeling nice and warm. So before we get into pivots and then put our tango shoes on and dance it out a little bit, I wanted to take a quick moment to say a couple of things about how we can go through this and feel it a little bit more into the details. So if you're taking a moment now, I want you to, and you're listening to me, so I want you to take a stance. So we're going to be all standing. Take a look down at your feet and allow for everything to look down with you. Your knees are going to start bending as well. And then we're going to roll up. And then we're going to start looking up with everything. And then we look down, again, with our whole body looking down. And feel how this way you're rooting yourself through your feet. And through these roots, you're bracing yourself to unfold and look up. And go down. And go up. And go down. So everything coming in. And go up. And find center. Swing over and reach up. 1 foot. Hold. Relax the leg and just hold it here. Make sure your breath is not interrupted. And change sides. Here too, your knee is going to flare out a little bit. Your body is going to be not square. And feel the roots reaching to the floor. Reach down. Change sides. Reach up. You can have your arms out. You can keep them with you. You can have them at your waist. Whatever you guys like, doesn't matter. Just be in this place for now. And you might be wiggly, that's fine. Ooh. Okay, so if we've caught our breath, let's go ahead and work on some pivoting, and we're going to work on this same idea. So we're going to start from this flexion, but then as we adjust our weight, we're going to be pivoting. So I'm going to put this mat away because it's going to be in our way, and we'll get to it. Flared out position. As you find this flexion, your heels will want to come up. So don't push the heels up. Let me come closer. Here we go. So, there. If you find this flexion, not from the knees, but from the psoas, the weight distribution will be different. If the ligaments are not too flexed too flexible in your body, then your heels most likely are already up. Yeah? So let's start from this. Let's just start from this. Finding the psoas to bend. Ensure that this is the relationship we have with our heels. And come up. Bend. Play with it a little bit. And come up. Bend. And come up. You can go further down if you want. And come up. And up. And come up. Okay. So Let me move you up again. Sorry for the ups and downs. This is much more coordinated when I do, when I set it up to be sent out, but okay. So here we go. We go. Finding the flexion from the psoas. Pulls your body in this position. And then I want you to play with the body. Just that. Yeah? So let's go. Find this position. Turn. Find this position. Turn. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. So take a look at the shoulders. Back. Similar to this. Yeah, and turn. A reminder, this is what we did on the floor, right? Same thing on your 2 feet. So play with the angles as well. You start from here, and you go there. You go there. A bit more energy, more power, whoop, and you go there. This way. It's not going to be straight. It's going to be on an orbit. Whoop. Whoops. Try not to fall like me. That will help. Play with the upper body, but don't tense up the hips. The heels are ready to go. Whoop. Okay, last one. So let's put this into tango. Almost. Start with the swing. You see this movement is here too, embedded in our step. Get ready. Go back. And this time, we're going to add pivots to it. Slow it down a bit. Step. It's exactly the exercise we did before. Help with the body. Get it into position. Pivot. Let me take you up a little bit. So, zooming up top. if you take a step here and you're getting ready for a forward ocho, then almost as if throwing something over there. Yeah. Hopefully, yes. So this is an exercise. We don't dance like this, right? But this is an exercise just to help us exaggerate so we can feel things out. So let's go. With pivots. Woo. This needs to be a big one. Feel how the energy of the back leg helps you get into that pivot in coordination with the upper body.
So working on this, on exercises such as this, not only are powerful balance drills, but they allow you to understand the timing also of the pivot. So, which is very, very important. It doesn't matter if you're a leader or a follower, because leaders too, you need to know when you're going to lead the pivot. So in this exercise, you can feel that when this free leg swings through the axis, then this is the opportune moment, and this was a very visible, very clear spot. This is the opportune moment to lead that pivot. And in the exercise here in our practice, because we're practicing alone, it's you have to lead yourself into it. So hopefully you'll probably feeling this a little bit more. That moment when that free leg approaches the axis there, you're like, this is the right moment to get that body in and bring yourself around in that pivot. So we're practicing timing here along with many other things, one of which would be the nature of our movement, where most of the times in most tango classes are to be very square and think of ourselves as moving on singular axis. Compared in these exercises, I think make it quite clear that the nature of our movement is triaxial, and we need to think about our movement around three axes and not along a singular one.
All right, just checking in on you guys. So let's put some shoes on. You don't have to. You can still work. You can keep working like this. You don't need to put heels on. I just wanted us to get in there if we can. And yes, I can see some notes here. Your right leg might be a little bit more stable than your left and vice versa. It depends on which one is your strong side. So this is absolutely normal. What I usually do, and don't laugh, or you're allowed to laugh, I'm not going to know anyways. I tell myself when I change to the side that's not as strong, it's the same. You just need to do the same thing like we did on the other side. So some pep talk, sometimes it works. So bring your heels out, and we're gonna walk tango style, no more. But I want you to keep these movements in, become aware of these movements as you walk and you pivot. With this, you don't need to go all the way up here, and you don't need to put these quads to work. Okay, so let's start with this exercise because it's helpful. On heels. Here we go. Find it in the psoas. Let that pull your spine forward. So try it a couple times. I'm going to be adjusting the screen so you can see different parts.
So as we start to move here, try to find this triangulated movement that we've been exploring all this time. So nothing is completely square, and we are creating these osculated movements with the upper body.
Remember, it's exactly what we did before, only with heels. Exactly what we did before, only with heels. Let's go. Try it a couple of times, going in different directions. Changing the angle of the pivot.
Usually we use the pivot to change directions, and you should be able to have a very clear understanding and clear lead of bigger and smaller pivots. So use this to determine how much energy you need to put in each of them for them to be efficient.
Making small pivots or making bigger pivots. Try this again. Be mindful of how the body adjusts and already takes you over there instead of this. Let's do one more. Already over. Step. Okay. Here we go. In a more tango environment, imagine you have your partner. Our hands are going to be up. Here we go. Going from side to side. Notice how this is there, only it's small, it's smooth. Step. Yeah, oops. Can't see me. You will be able to see me in just a bit. So notice that this movement we were doing before, it's there, but it's a lot smaller. Our swing is also there, so this is there, only it's smaller. Just going forward and back, feeling that every time we're not pressing away, no, we're not collapsing, we're yielding to the floor. Step. Yield, let this pass, similar to swinging. Step. Step. And this doesn't have to be fast, but it has to be a clear action. So not this. Step. Yeah. Here we go. 2 more times. Yield.
So connecting all the dots, if you make the source of the movement the psoas, that will pull your spine into position. This way you don't have to think upper body and lower body separately. And then you want to allow for these multi axial movements to happen with a side bend and a little bit of a twist and a little bit of a wave.
Yeah. Now with an ocho. So you start from here, either this way or this way, up to you. Pivot, step. So this is the moment, sorry. You step, drive. As the free leg comes in, you turn.
So the ochos are the perfect example of what we've been talking about, where we usually are asked to keep everything very square. So try to work against that.
Actually, we can do it this way. Connect these two.
And the connection between those two is so obvious. I think you can really see it in the video and hopefully feel it in your body as well.
So let's actually do it this way. You start from here, step. Now connect these two. Remember, as if you're throwing something out over there.
So putting again everything together that we have been working on, the idea is to connect the dots between the upper and the lower body. We focused in the psoas for this night, and it is a powerful muscle because it connects the legs and the body. And I think in the ochos the connection is visible, and also to allow for the upper body to go in an orbit compared to following square lines.
Connect the lower body with the lead. Two more. Here we go. Step, 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 step. That swing takes you into the pivot. Oops. Oh. Oh, terrible. Here we go. Let's try it again. One more time. Here we go. Step, 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 oops, step, step. Okay. So, how are we doing? We did an hour. So, give yourself a hand. Thank you very, very much for being here with me. It's I'm gonna run more of these, so stay tuned. I'm gonna clean this up, and those of you who were here from the beginning will probably notice when I sent this out that all the ups and downs, or most of the ups and downs, are going to be gone. So if you are a subscriber to Bautanz.com, you will get this video cleaned up with extra information and extra links to how to continue. And it will also be quite easier for us to connect, like for me to send you the next live invite, etc., etc. It's most likely going to be on Wednesday, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we feel. Yeah. So I see there are lots of hellos. So awesome. Hello to all of you again. So if you're working on balance, I see some little comments here on the side. Maybe I can make my way through them a little bit as fast as possible. It will be, in the beginning, it's always a challenge, of course, physically, but also mentally, to think that, yes, there is going to be a little bit of a wiggle. So that is one of the things I want you to take from this. We're not, even when we were standing on one leg, there was always that, there is a little bit of a wave going on. And especially when you are moving. So when you're moving, our intent is to be balanced through movement, right? So that is one other way to think about it. But definitely, it is also something that needs practice, and that's what we are here for. Yes, one side will be a little bit more challenge than the other, and lastly. Lastly, if you are the difference between relaxing and yielding. So I've used this word quite a lot, I realize. I think yield is a very good way to describe this state where you are reaching to the floor, but not pressing away, like pushing away like this, not collapsing towards the floor, but finding the support, being supported and providing support. So some way more, still staying awake, still staying active without overdoing it like this, pushing away. So I think I covered most of the notes, and so I'm gonna leave a note here myself. Thank you. Very, oopsie, I forgot the A. So thank you all for being here. And send me all your questions, either through Facebook. You can reach me through Facebook if you like, the same way you got this invite. So at Bautanz or Bautanz.com. Send me your questions. And at Bautanz.com. So either at the site or on Facebook. Send me some thoughts as well, like what you guys would like to work on next week. So thank you again, and stay safe. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Good night.